Prince William just dropped some surprising news that could really shake things up for the British monarchy. There are whispers that he might think about stepping back from his royal duties to be there for his wife Kate while she fights cancer. If William decides to give up his claim to the throne, it would definitely send shockwaves through the royal family and the country. Some royal insiders are seriously worried about what might happen next. Could this lead to a royal crisis? So what's really going on with Prince William? His choice to potentially step back is all about family. He wants to be there for Kate as she deals with her health struggles. There's been lots of chatter about what she's going through, and it's clear this is putting a lot of pressure on both of them. They're trying to handle their public roles while dealing with a really tough situation at home. William's always shown how much he cares about his family, being a hands-on dad to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Even with all the pressures of royal life, he's made family a priority. But now that Kate needs more of his attention during her recovery, he seems to be seriously thinking about stepping back from some of his royal responsibilities. If he decides to do this, it would definitely help him support Kate and their kids, but it would also bring some heavy consequences for their family and the monarchy. People close to them say William is really torn about how to balance his future as king with being a husband and dad. Some are even suggesting he might consider giving up his right to the throne altogether. If that happens, then who would take over as the next king? It just adds to the uncertainty about where the monarchy is headed. With Kate battling cancer and going through a tough recovery, it's clear that the demands of royal life might be too much for them to handle right now. Kate Middleton has always put her royal duties first, but lately, she's had to cut back on her public appearances. Of course, the focus now is on her health and well-being. This situation leaves Prince William in a tough spot. Should he keep doing his job as the future king, or should he step back to support his wife during this important time? If he were to step back or even give up his right to the throne, it would create a huge shakeup. As the oldest son of King Charles III, William is seen as a key player in the future of the British monarchy. Yet, with this unexpected revelation, the royal family dynamics might shift in ways the public has never anticipated. Gossip has it that some royal advisors are urging William to think carefully about his options, fearing that a decision like this could imply unrest within the royal circle and lead to public speculation about the stability of the monarchy. Moreover, many royal watchers are reflecting on similar historical moments where personal choices affected the royal lineage. It echoes the abdication crisis of the 1930s when King Edward VIII stepped down for love, creating ripples that changed the course of British history. If history is any guide, William's potential decision could spark renewed discussions about the responsibilities and burdens of royal life versus personal happiness. In the midst of this turmoil, there's also speculation about how the younger royals would react to William stepping back. Would Prince Harry and Meghan Markle make a return to the UK to fill in the gaps? Or would they continue with their distance from royal duties? How would this impact the public perception of the monarchy, especially in times when younger generations are seeking more relatable figures? All eyes are on the royal couple as they navigate this challenging chapter, both as partners and as potential leaders of the future monarchy. Their love story has always captivated the public, but now it's their resilience in the face of adversity that could define their legacy. Together with Kate's popularity, they've provided stability for the royal family, especially with recent challenges like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle leaving their royal roles and the ongoing fallout from that. If William steps down or renounces his position in line for the throne, it could really throw the royal family into even more chaos. There are worries about what this could mean for the long-term stability of the monarchy. Royal experts have pointed out that without William's steady presence, public confidence in the royal family might start to fade. One royal insider mentioned that while it's admirable for William to put his family first, this isn't the best time for the monarchy to deal with even more uncertainty. How William decides to handle this situation and how the monarchy adapts could shape things for future generations. The news about Kate's cancer diagnosis came as a shock to everyone. The Princess of Wales just announced that she's starting treatment for cancer. While the royal family is keeping some details private, this difficult journey has meant she needs to step back from many of her royal duties. For someone like Kate, who takes her responsibilities seriously, this isn't an easy change. Throughout this tough time, Prince William has been right there for her, picking up extra responsibilities at home so Kate can focus on getting better. He's been by her side through doctor's visits and getting things done for their 3 kids. This shift in William's role as a husband and dad shows how much family support matters, especially now. Everyone has noticed how Kate's fight against cancer has changed things for her and the royal family. Even with all the support she's getting, her health has made it tough for her to keep up with her royal duties. Kate plays a huge role in how people see the monarchy, and she has a lot of responsibilities that come with her position. Without her, there's been a noticeable gap in royal events, with many being postponed or even canceled. This situation has piled extra pressure on Prince William. He's now juggling more responsibilities at home while also preparing to be king. On top of that, Kate's illness has taken a toll on both of them emotionally. Dealing with cancer is hard not just on the body, but also on the heart, affecting everyone in the family. Amid this turmoil, there have been whispers within royal circles suggesting that William might reconsider his future role in light of his dedication to Kate and their family. Gossip has it that some members of the family are concerned about how this will be perceived by the public, especially considering the recent dynamics within the royal family. The public relations team is reportedly strategizing carefully, hoping to maintain a robust public image even as personal matters encroach on royal duties. Additionally, there have been discussions about the possible impact of a leadership vacuum if both William and Kate are unable to fulfill their roles adequately during this time. Speculation is rife regarding who might step in to fill the gap, with names like Prince Edward and Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, being mentioned. However, it's important to note that such discussions are purely speculative and reflect the anxiety surrounding the monarchy's future. William and Kate are facing a lot of stress trying to manage their royal lives while coping with such a serious illness. The challenge they are navigating now may ultimately redefine not just their family, but the monarchy itself in the years to come. It's clear that their story is not just one of hardship but one of resilience, navigating public life's pressures while prioritizing what's most important: family. The weight of public expectations, plus the worry of possibly losing Kate, is something that's really impacted their mental health. Friends have mentioned just how tough this has been for them, with William feeling caught between his duties to the crown and being there for Kate and their 3 kids. Their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are still quite young, but they definitely know something's up with their mom's health. Those close to the family say that William and Kate have tried hard to protect them from the harsh realities of Kate's illness, but it's impossible to hide all the emotional fallout. As a family, they've had to find a new way of living, with Kate's health affecting their daily lives. The kids see their mom less involved than usual, and that change has hit them pretty hard. Kate's health struggles are not just personal, they're also shaking up how the monarchy operates. As a potential future queen, Kate is crucial for how the royal family is viewed by the public. She's been one of the most liked and respected figures in the royal family. Her absence has raised questions about how the royal family will keep everything running smoothly without her. Friends of the couple have noted that despite the challenges, they remain committed to each other and their family. Prince William is grappling with how to handle his royal duties while also being there for Kate as she heals. He's always been an important part of the monarchy's future, especially now since he's next in line behind King Charles III. But as Kate's health becomes the top priority, William is finding it tough to juggle everything. This situation has led to whispers that he might take a break from some of his royal tasks to focus more on his family. What would that mean for the monarchy? Some royal insiders speculate that such a move could reshape how the public perceptions of royal responsibilities are viewed in a modern context. As Kate continues her recovery, we're all left wondering how long it'll take before she can get back to her responsibilities, if she can at all. This tough time for them is more than just personal. It could really impact the future of the royal family. While everyone hopes for Kate to be back to her old self, there's still a lot of uncertainty ahead. Experts in royal affairs have commented that the monarchy may need to adapt its strategies moving forward, particularly in utilizing digital platforms to engage the public more authentically during this challenging period. If William does decide to step back, it wouldn't just affect him. It could leave a big gap in how the royal family is seen by the public. He and Kate have become symbols of a modern monarchy that mixes old traditions with a relatable vibe. There's even been some gossip suggesting that the rest of the royal family might rally around them during this time, emphasizing unity and support. But only time will tell how they'll manage these growing responsibilities amidst personal challenges. These days, the dialogue surrounding the monarchy is not just about tradition, but also about resilience in the face of adversity. A break from William, even for a little while, would make it harder for the royal family to connect with the public, especially with King Charles still getting his footing in his new role. Charles has waited a long time to be king, and he's now working on defining his reign and how he wants to be remembered. But it hasn't been smooth sailing for him. The fallout from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepping away, along with changing public opinions about the monarchy today, adds to the challenges he faces. So, if William were to pull back from his duties, it could lead to some shaky times for the monarchy just when they need stability the most. There's been some buzz about Prince William possibly giving up his right to the throne. Can you imagine that? It would really shake things up. While we've seen royals step down before, like King Edward VIII back in 1936, if William were to go that route, it would be a whole different ballgame. He's the oldest son of the king, and everyone kind of sees him as the next in line. If he decides to walk away from that, it would shift who's next in line, and that could put a lot of pressure on his kids, especially Prince George. The royal family really thrives on tradition and sticking with the plan, so any big change in the succession could make people uneasy about the future of the monarchy. Plus, with Prince Harry not doing royal duties anymore, there aren't many seniors left to step in if William steps back. If he goes through with this decision, it would be huge for the monarchy. Just think about it. Little Prince George, still a child, would suddenly be in the spotlight as the heir apparent. While he was always meant to be king someday, this sudden shift could be a lot for him to handle. And then there's the public. If William and Kate aren't part of the leadership anymore, people might start questioning what the monarchy means to them. Some royal supporters are really worried. They've seen William as the perfect future king, someone who can mix the old traditions with what people want today, carrying on the legacy of his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. The thought of him stepping back is pretty scary for them. Many royalists are anxious about what this could mean for the monarchy they care about, with some even fearing it would fall into chaos without William's guidance. On the flip side, modern thinkers have varied opinions about this possibility. Some argue that perhaps a changing of the guard, while jarring, could actually rejuvenate the monarchy and create space for fresh perspectives and reforms. It's been suggested that new leadership could address ongoing concerns around relevance and connection to younger generations, who may be indifferent or even critical of the institution as it stands. In fact, there are whispers among royal watchers that some within the family believe a more streamlined monarchy could be beneficial, focusing on fewer public engagements but perhaps investing more in meaningful interactions that resonate with the public. Gossip has it that William himself might be more inclined to explore his own path if he believes it would better serve the monarchy in the long run. Of course, this is purely speculation, but any signs of internal conflict within the royal family only fuel public intrigue, leading to even more discussions and debates about the future of the monarchy. What's for certain is that the royal family is at a crossroads, grappling with age-old traditions while navigating an equally complicated modern landscape. Some see it as a sign of how the royal family is changing and the challenges its members are facing. What do you think could happen next? William's choice to put his family first, especially with Kate dealing with health issues, really shows his caring side. Many see this as a good sign of his character. He's willing to make tough calls for his family, even with all the royal responsibilities waiting for him. But there's a bit of worry out there about what this could mean for the monarchy's future. While modernists respect his choices, they can't help but wonder how this might shake things up within the royal family. Will the monarchy stay relevant without William leading the way? Critics of the royal family have reacted with doubt and a bit of acceptance. They believe the monarchy is old-fashioned, and they view William's potential decision to step back as proof that the royal family is struggling to keep up with today's world. Some feel that this could speed up the push to rethink the monarchy's place in Britain. Is this the start of the end for the royal institution? Especially if it sparks a bigger debate about whether the country needs a royal family? Even those who aren't fans of the monarchy admit it's been part of Britain's identity for a long time. But the uncertainty about William's future leaves many asking how things would change without him. Can the monarchy carry on without him as king? Or would that really spell trouble for the family? Then there's Prince George, William and Kate's oldest son. As the third in line to the throne, he's going to have a big role in the monarchy's future. But if William steps back or gives up his title, poor George will face even more pressure. At just 10 years old, he's way too young to handle royal duties, but the focus would quickly turn to him, making his path to kingship a lot clearer and more demanding than anyone expected. It might all happen much sooner than we think. Prince George is about to bring some new challenges to the royal family. They've always tried to protect their younger members from the pressure that comes with public life until they're ready. But that might not work anymore if William steps back. What if George's path to becoming king suddenly speeds up? That could put a lot of stress on him at such a young age. It's not just about how it affects him personally. It could change everything for the royal family's future. Moreover, there's another layer of complexity when considering the influence of social media and public scrutiny that young royals face today. Gossip has it that some insiders believe the relentless spotlight could lead to increased expectations, not just for George, but for his younger siblings as well. The idea of a royal siblings rivalry has been making rounds, especially with rumors suggesting that Charlotte and Louis might also begin taking on more public roles as they grow older. This could add an element of competitiveness among them for public affection and duties, something unseen in previous generations. As George navigates this intricate web of royal expectations and sibling dynamics, many wonder how the family will support him emotionally. The royal family has historically kept their emotions private, but with the pressures of modern life, it may be time for a more open approach. Experts suggest that William and Kate may need to consider not only George's readiness, but also how to instill resilience and strength in him, so he's equipped for the challenges ahead. Ultimately, the story of Prince George and the potential shifts within the royal family will be watched closely, not just by royal enthusiasts, but also by those who are intrigued by how tradition and modernity can coexist in one of the world's oldest institutions. The coming years could reveal whether the monarchy can adapt its age-old customs to fit a rapidly changing society while retaining its relevance in the hearts and minds of the public. If William steps down, it will also impact his other kids, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis. They've had a relatively normal childhood compared to other royals, but if George suddenly has bigger responsibilities, that could shift attention to them too. Imagine how different their lives could become with more eyes on them. The dynamic within their family might change dramatically. Charlotte and Louis might find themselves thrust into the limelight much sooner than expected, having to navigate public scrutiny and royal duties at a young age. Beyond the kids, the whole royal family would need to rethink things if William takes a step back. As the monarchy goes through this change with King Charles, William has been a key player in keeping things steady. If he leaves, it would create a big gap in leadership. Other family members like Prince Edward, Princess Anne, and maybe even Prince Harry, if they ever reconcile, could find themselves stepping up in unexpected ways. This transition might lead to some behind-the-scenes drama, as family roles could be reshuffled in an attempt to stabilize the monarchy during such a pivotal time. Without William, the royal family might head into a time of uncertainty. With George still too young to take on major responsibilities, the day-to-day tasks would fall more on King Charles, Queen Camilla, and some of the older royals. That could put a heavy load on King Charles, who's already balancing a lot at his age, especially after years of preparing for this role. How will they manage it all? Gossip has it that there are discussions about potentially appointing a new senior royal aide to help shoulder some of the burdens and keep operations running smoothly. May found it tough to keep up with public life like William had been doing. This could mean we might see less of the royals for a while. If William steps back, it could spark a bigger conversation about what's next for the monarchy. People generally think of the royal family as something that keeps going steadily from one generation to the next. So, without William, folks might start to wonder about the future of the monarchy. Speculations have already begun swirling about potential restructuring within the royal household, with insiders suggesting that a modern approach might be necessary to adapt to changing public sentiments. Another big worry is how this could affect public support for the royals. William and Kate have always had a lot of fans, especially among younger people. If William were to take a step back, people might start losing confidence in the monarchy. While King Charles has his fans, he doesn't have the same warm feelings from the public that William does. If William isn't around as a key figure, the monarchy could face some challenges. The idea of a royal family without William and Kate at the center could make people less interested and even spark some calls for change. Analysts predict that a dip in support could accelerate discussions about the relevance of the monarchy in modern Britain, prompting a re-evaluation of its role. When Prince William finally spoke up, he caught everyone off guard with some tough news that had people buzzing about what might happen next for the monarchy. We still don't know all the details, but his statement has sparked a lot of talk. There are whispers that his decision could lead to a more major announcement regarding the royal family's direction in the months to come. This moment could prove pivotal, not just for the stability of the monarchy, but for the legacy that William has worked so hard to build. He didn't exactly say he would make big changes, but it sounded like he's really thinking about it. One part of his message stood out. He mentioned that sometimes you have to balance important duties with the needs of loved ones. People in the royal circle and the media took this as a sign that William might be planning to step back from some of his duties. It felt like he was wrestling with how to be a king while also taking care of his family. Many saw this as a strong hint that he could be considering stepping away, even if it's just for a while. Commentators noted that his choice of words could make any future changes feel a bit easier to take. There's been a lot of talk about a big decision Prince William might make, and people are starting to think he could step back from royal duties. Sources close to the royals suggest he's been thinking about this for a while now. You can really see the stress on both him and Kate lately, which has made them do fewer public appearances. It sounds like William has been chatting with his dad, King Charles, about how to handle this tricky time. Charles has been supportive, understanding that William wants to focus on his family. William's recent statement caught a lot of attention because of how sincere it sounded. There was something final about it, almost like he was getting everyone ready for a big change. He didn't mention the throne or what being king might look like for him in the future, which has led folks to believe his royal duties could be shifting. Interestingly, he also didn't give any clear timeline for how long he might step back, leaving everyone wondering if this could be a temporary thing. Some insiders think he might take on a smaller role while keeping his spot in line for the throne, but others are guessing that this statement could mean he's considering stepping away for good. If that happens, it would be a huge moment for the royal family. Right now, everyone is left speculating and worrying about what's next for William and the monarchy. His heartfelt message shows he's taking this seriously, and it also suggests that the royal family is heading into a time of change that could reshape their roles for years to come. What could this mean for King Charles and his reign? If Prince William decides to step back from his royal duties even for a little while, it could really shake things up for Charles. Losing his oldest son's help would definitely make things tougher for him. Royal experts are echoing these concerns, highlighting that Charles may have to rethink his plans for the monarchy's future if William steps back, which seems to echo a sentiment of many royal watchers that a new era might be dawning. Gossip has it that there are some conversations brewing within royal circles about the potential for a reshuffling of titles or responsibilities should William choose to step back completely. This talk suggests that the palace is already preparing for different scenarios that could affect how the royal family operates moving forward. There is increasing chatter about how Kate might take on a more prominent public role in the absence of William's regular engagements, potentially signaling a shifting dynamic not only in royal responsibilities but also in public expectations of the family. These developments are also starting to change how people perceive the monarchy itself, and reflections on the public's appetite for traditional royal duties versus more modern family-focused roles are being discussed. If William takes a step back, it could catalyze a broader conversation about the relevance and future of the royal institution in contemporary society. Charles has just started as king, and already the monarchy is dealing with some big challenges. If William isn't around, it adds more complications to an already tricky time. Charles has been trying to balance the old traditions of the monarchy with what today's society needs. He's passionate about issues like climate change, community involvement, and cultural diversity, and he wants to keep the monarchy relevant. But without William at his side, it might be harder for Charles to keep up the energy and connection he needs to engage with younger people who don't feel as tied to the monarchy. The increasing skepticism towards aristocracy means that strengthening the bond with the public is more crucial than ever for the royal family. If William steps back, it could also make Charles rethink how power transitions within the royal family. William has always been the one expected to take the throne, and his role has been a big part of planning for the future of the monarchy. If he takes a step back or steps down completely, it could change how the line of succession looks. This leads to speculation about whether other members of the royal family, such as Harry or even younger royals, might take on more significant roles in the monarchy. There are whispers in the media about how such a shift may open conversations about modernizing royal duties and how they interact with the public, a subject that intrigues both supporters and critics of the monarchy alike. Then there's the question of how this impacts Charles's legacy. He's already under a lot of pressure as king, with folks wondering if he can live up to the great legacy of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. Without William by his side, people might see Charles's reign as less stable. How Charles adapts and leads the monarchy through these uncertain times could really shape how history views him. If he handles things well, people might remember him as resilient and adaptable. But if the monarchy struggles under these pressures, it could put a shadow over his reign. Moreover, in light of recent royal scandals and the ever-changing public sentiment, many are curious how Charles will manage to increase transparency, as there have been rumors of a potential shakeup in the palace to make the royal family seem more accessible. Gossip has it that some insiders believe Charles may consider a more modern approach, focusing on social media as a tool to engage with a younger audience, something that both William and Harry have successfully navigated in their own ways. How he responds to this situation will be key to ensuring the monarchy stays strong in the future. What do you think would happen if Prince William chose to give up his place in line for the throne? Would the monarchy be able to handle that? Would it spark more reform within the institution? We really want to know what you think, so drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.